Radio Woodstock 100.1. Good evening, I'm Jimmy Buff. Greg Gatine is here. We are live at Mountain Jam 9 in Hunter Mountain, and now we're joined here in our broadcast area by Sonny Ortiz from Widespread Panic. Hi, Sonny.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon,
you for the
everybody.
joy that you've given me.
Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Sonny.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yesterday was, what has
It still is. Yesterday, my life was filled with rain. You gave to me the heart I know. Now I feel that you were gone, sunny, once so true.
I love
I can't
you.
say that. You can say it. I can't.
What's up, man?
You, the weather, the folks,
Yeah.
you know, like you say, the energy is all here.
Uh-huh.
You know, we wish Mr. Sun would come out, or Mrs. Sun would
You
come
came
out
on the
and
wrong day,
help us
man.
out a little
Looks
bit.
like you came on the wrong day. You should
Well,
have
that's
booked
cool.
Sunday.
You know, it's the folks that generate all the energy here. You know,
By the time you guys are out there, won't even notice.
Well, you know, like I tell people everywhere, you know, it's just like the folks are the music. We're just the band. You know.
Yeah.
And it's true, like in an environment like this, because they bring out the best. I think of all musicians, you know, they make it happen.
Just the conduit.
Yeah, just come out here and do it, and the scene, you know, even though it's foggy, and I mean, it's just kind of, there's a mystique forest abound.
Indeed.
Okay, so that, are you going to change up the whole set list now?
No. I mean, I can officially tell you that the set list is the set list.
You guys have been doing this for a while. When was your first paying gig?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you know, I started the entertainment business when I was 12 years old.
As
You know,
doing
in Waco,
what?
Texas, playing drums.
Yeah.
And then I started playing congas in 1971 because I couldn't get any jobs as a regular drummer. So I had to start playing hand drums in order to get jobs.
In 1971, people had seen Santana at Woodstock.
That's what did it
and
to
they were
me,
Like,
you know.
you got to get one of those things,
That's
man.
what did it to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
is that what it was?
specialize, huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Was it
yeah.
really Santana at Woodstock?
No, actually, it was a group called Tower of Power. They're out of Oakland, California. They got me doing playing hand drums, and also, you know, groups Earth, Wind, and Fire, then all the salsa stuff, and then you know, I started listening to, you know, I got turned on to Santana, but I would say R&B. The R&B stuff is the one that got me involved
Yeah.
with the congas.
How much did you make on that gig when you were 12?
Man, back then it was $35 a night.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's way more
And-
than paper money.
And
paper
that was
route money.
hot, you know. For me, for a 12-year-old, and of
Yeah.
course, you know, I couldn't drive, so my dad had to drive me, rest his soul. And you know, at the end, and I played in my uncle's band, and you know, my dad would wait out in the car because we're strict Catholics, and they didn't believe in smoking or drinking, or so they say. And so they would wait outside, and then after the show was over, you know, like my dad would help me load out and carry my stuff. And then when it's time to get paid, you know, he would take the cash. You know, and he'd give me like $5. But bless his heart, when I graduated from college, he handed me a little black book, and it didn't have addresses and phone numbers.
Nice.
It was like a savings account.
Oh,
awesome.
man. That's
And
great.
he said, here's your college fund, kid.
Excellent.
Go get it. Did you go to college?
Mentally, I wasn't there. Physically,
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the 70s, right?
I graduated in '71.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were making music. You know, there's a college unto
Well, you-
itself there.
You know, I was back then, like, to me, you know, I was playing music. You know, I really wasn't making music because to me it was the excitement back then for me was just being able to play, you know. I didn't realize until like 1970 and 71 that, hey, this is a livelihood right here, you know. You know, I was a little punk at 12 years old, you know. I was going like, I was still riding my bicycle, you know. That's what I thought, yeah, I can put like these little cards on my spokes of my bicycle, you know, get some streamers on my bike.
That's how I lost my Tom Seaver card.
You know, so I'm going like, back then it was just like being active, you know. And then it wasn't really, and honestly I can say this, you know, it wasn't until I moved to Georgia and met these boys, you know, the rest of the Panic Boys, where I felt like, you know, this is a creative involvement here. This is a unity, you know, and that's what makes it so special, you know, to me.
So Panic's been a working band since the mid-'80s too, right?
Right, well, John Bell and Michael Hauser started it off in 1980, and then Dave Schools came aboard, I guess, in 84, Todd in 85, me in 86, and
So
John Herman.
you're still the newcomer then?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
No, well, we got John Herman, on keyboards, and Jimmy Herring, of course, he's a newcomer
Okay.
of the whole rig here. This mobile operation.
Did you think it was going to go this long? Do you think Panic would be into its
hell yeah.
20? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
He said this is a long unit here. Right?
It's just like, I guess the assembly I use is like, when you move into a house that you feel like, man, this is where I want to be.
Nice.
This is where I'm at. That's exactly how I felt the night I walked on stage when they asked me to jam with them. I felt this connection right away. And I had played in bands in Austin, Texas for years, right before I moved to Athens, and I didn't feel that way. It was a job, It was my way of sustaining myself. But when I moved to Georgia and hooked up with these boys, the Panic Boys, it was like, this is where I need to be,
So you just sat in on a jam? Did they hire you on the spot?
Yeah, they hired
that
me
night?
on the spot.
Yeah?
The lucky guy.
They held back $20 from every gig, and on the day
Well,
of
I'm
your,
not going to tell you what the starting pay was, but
on the
but
day
it,
of your
it
retirement.
was awesome. Let me tell you, just that whole feeling, And bottom line, and we always kid ourselves about this, is that it's not the monetary thing. It's just the music that we produce now, that we can come up with. That's repays it tenfold.
Is it a democratic way? The way?
Oh, it's
you
always
guys-
been a democratic way. Yeah, everybody pitches in, has ideas, and it's all one big not a circus, but it's we all pitch in and we all do the thing
Controlled
that's fair.
chaos kind of thing.
It's not as chaotic as people may think. Someone comes up with an idea and then we just embellish on that idea and just roll with it. And it's being out here on the road for 27 years that you build up that song repertoire, and you kind of throw it out to the audience, and you kind of get a little feedback where you need to change it or where you need to just leave it alone.
When you're out on the road, do you actually get to see a lot of the other bands that
Oh, yeah.
open for you, or
Yeah,
in these festivals?
that's why
and
we
stuff?
get here early.
Yeah, yeah.
We're talking with
sneaky.
we're talking with Sonny Ortiz from Widespread Panic. Now, you guys make terrific studio records,
Thank you.
but you're a live band. I mean, that is
We're generally live.
That's the
yeah,
Panic experience, isn't it?
For us, we sustain ourselves by being out here on the road. At first it was almost 210 dates a year. Now we've cut back to, about 105, 110.
Wow.
So
It's still a lot, though.
it's still a lot for us, but we enjoy it, and that's like that's what sustains us, and so we're happy doing that.
A few years ago, you put out a double live record called Light Fuse Get Away.
Yeah, it was a big party.
It's kind of an apt description of what goes on at a show, isn't it?
Pretty much, you just throw it and run.
Recently, you put out another live record, though, called Wood, and it's an interesting concept. You want to tell us about that?
Sure, we didn't want to take the year off. We wanted to play, and we wanted to come up with some unique concept. And so we said, well, let's try this acoustic tour like we did, I guess, back in the late 80s. No, I guess it was in the mid 90s, and we did all acoustic on this sucker. And we went to maybe 7 shows, and in between there, we went to Cozumel, Mexico, to do a couple of electric shows there. And so the recordings came out real good. So we said, well, let's just throw it out and see what happens. And we did some footage, some film footage with it, and came out with a pretty good product, we think.
CDs and DVDs and records are as a band. Can you make any money off of these things anymore?
Well, I mean, if we're going to lay it out on the table, it's been our philosophy that we have, with a band like us, we have to have the help of radio stations. We've always believed in that. Unfortunately, there's only been a few radio stations that have joined our bandwagon because of the material that we do. And I remember when we first started out, we were getting people, DJs, from different radio stations saying, "Man, I love the band, but their songs are too long." 7-minute songs. But
it worked. They played "Light My Fire."
Yeah, but there again, look who it was.
Yeah.
So, but we've learned to kind of weave our way, through the airways. And again, like I said before at the beginning of this conversation, had it not been for our devoted fans, to come out to our shows, whether it's your first show or your 300th show, to us, that's what makes this wheel go.
Did you get any support from the radio stations in Atlanta?
Well, it's always been tough.
Still?
It's always been tough. The smaller radio stations, the college radio stations, they're the ones that are more supportive because they're the ones that can kind of get away with those 7-minute songs. And you know how it is now with the automation. Sometimes that person doesn't need to be at the radio station anymore.
Doesn't even need
Not that I'm busting anybody.
We're not even here right now.
Doesn't even need to be in the city, therefore.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Yeah.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at Hunter Mountain today,
here.
but we're in Woodstock, where our radio station is.
Bless your heart.
Post every day.
We appreciate it. It's bands like us that appreciate you guys.
Well, we appreciate you too. You guys have done some great covers over the years. Like certainly on Light Fuse, you did that great cover of Traveling Light.
Yeah.
J.J. Cale. You've done Godzilla. Blue Oyster Cult song.
Oh yeah, man.
On Wood, you
Ozzy
did.
Osbourne. We've done some 50 Cents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And on Wood,
It's
you did.
getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
That's Nelly.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Sorry, Sonny. Didn't mean to bust you.
It's okay. I'm glad somebody did.
Well, the question leading up to that
With a
was,
little bit of and a little bit of yeah, that's Nelly.
There we go.
so how do you find those songs? How do you find those covers to pick? How does that happen? Which ones do you find?
You just kind of listen to the radio station and see what's hip, what's cool, and say, hey, let's just bring this. And of course, like I said, it's a collaborative effort. So, we're all Democratic, so it's Democrat about it. So we kind of throw it out there, and if we all agree, then we'll do it. And if nobody wants to do it, then that's cool too. This world is a big old world.
Yeah, but what it comes down to really is just good music, like Ray Charles said. There's
It's
two
fun.
kinds of music.
It's fun.
There's good music, and then there's the other kind.
It's fun. It's
and
all
if
fun.
it's good music and we play it on the radio, people like it. And there are a lot of people that don't need their music to be in a certain format.
Exactly.
There's not. I think there's more of them than perhaps radio gives credit to. But, you see it at a festival like this. You see it with a band like you.
Exactly.
Huge audiences.
Huge audience. I'd never heard of Widespread Panic, but you play it on the radio, and then someone hears it and going like, well, who is that? And now, like I said, with the technology, sometimes the name of the artist and the name of the song will come up on your radio panel.
Yeah.
So, bam.
Right in your car.
And
sure.
now you
Yeah.
got iTunes and all these the outlets, that you can just download songs. Lord have mercy.
But you've been doing it for such a long time and doing it so well. We're so happy that you're here for Mountain Jam tonight. You're going to do 2 sets.
Two sets.
Is
I
there
heard you were going to have a special guest tonight, too.
Yeah, I don't kiss and tell.
Yeah, all right then.
Sorry.
Sonny,
What happens?
thank you for the joy.
What happens in the locker room at halftime before the second set starts? Anything?
Oh, I can't tell you.
All right. I think we've gotten everything out of you.
You got to leave a little bit of mystery. You got to leave a little bit of mystery behind.
With a little bit of...
And a little bit.
sorry.
How about we leave folks with one from Wood?
Cool. Would you what?
How about
How
Tall
about
Boy?
a 7-minute song?
Got the 7-minute song queued up
Cool.
ready. Yeah.
7
Thank you.
minutes,
Thank
1
you,
second.
Thank you, everybody.
Sonny
you,
Ortiz
Sonny.
from Widespread Panic. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
We recorded a lot of it on tour, and most of it we recorded in my house, and a lot of it in my bedroom. So.
We've seen some of your house in your bedroom because
Yeah.
you do Franti Fridays.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
One today on your way up here?
No.
Would you like to make one now?
No, I want to go out and enjoy Mountain Jam now. I want to go out and stomp in some puddles and, I don't know, be out in the rain, listen to the Avett Brothers.